Whew. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a YouTube overload. I'm throwing you guys a lot of videos lately. A lot I want to talk about. Tonight, I just want to talk about my boy Melo. He had a great game. Um, I wasn't a big Melo fan before his recent trials and tribulations. I did like that he could shoot. I did like he was from Syracuse. That was one of the schools I wanted to go to because orange was my favorite color. But just want to give a big shout out to Melo. The reason why I'm keen on speaking about Melo and everything he's doing is that I know what it's like to not feel wanted, from somebody that you're playing for your profession. I know it's probably two totally different platforms and two totally different atmospheres and stuff like that. Like it's probably like, how can you compare both of them? But I mean, when you're pursuing a contract, when you're pursuing a team to want you, when you're pursuing a coach to actually just look into your craft and who you are as a person and just respect what you're doing, it becomes tough. Especially when you think that you've done everything right. You don't understand the knowledge behind why don't I have a contract? Why are these players playing ahead of me that aren't better than me? And that's not to be cocky. That's just to know your craft, know what you put in, and know if you was in front of them for a full 48 minutes, you would destroy them. Simple, plain, um, straightforward. So watching him play today, he had a couple of turnovers, nothing too drastic. Well, NBA player or basketball player doesn't have turnovers. But to actually see him, actually produce, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, although it's in a losing effort, it's just like, you counted him out. Everybody was like he was washed, Most of the haters going to be like, well, it's only 2 games in. You can't really get too excited. You can't really. 18 points in an NBA game is 18 points. And don't say, yeah, he's supposed to do that because he's the Hall of Famer or because he's 6'8" and stuff like that. You can't really compare that because you guys was counting him out. When I say you guys, I'm talking about to all the Melo haters, all the people that were saying that he couldn't do it, and the fact that he's doing it now is just like, it's pretty great. So actually, just looking at his path, and he has a documentary out that I see that he has on his channel. I guess it's the CARMELO Anthony joint, and he's basically telling you the process of what he's going through. And I checked in on one episode. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I checked out every episode, but actually just looking into it, it's just like you gotta respect the person's grind. If you can't respect the person that's waking up every day, going to work, going to put into that hard work and stuff like that, even though they don't have a guaranteed contract at the end of the day or a guaranteed, definite deal, you gotta respect it. They could be doing so many other things. They could be drinking, smoking, throwing their lives away, saying like, I had a good run. Back in the day, I was this player, or back in the day, I was this person. And that's not what he was doing, At the gym that I'm at, Lifetime Sky on 42nd, between 11th and 12th, I've seen him there. I've seen him training his son, and, he slimmed down. He looks good. Like I said, that could be just me just saying it because that's my first time seeing him in person, or he's an NBA player, I'm kind of starstruck and stuff like that. But, if he was on the court with me, I would try to kill him. I would try to destroy him. But I do respect the fact that he does have a contract. I do respect the fact that it's not guaranteed, which means every day that he's waking up, he has to make sure he's on his bully. Because as of January 7th, that joint, if they don't not kick him off the team by January 7th, then it's guaranteed. Watching the fact that CJ's only out there with him and Dame has back spasms, there's got to be a blessing in disguise. I know he can't. I know they didn't just put him on the team because they knew Dame was gonna have back spasms. I didn't. You couldn't have guessed that. But the fact that he's on the team, I mean, they're still losing. But the fact that he's showing up for himself and showing that he can prove himself is the biggest thing of it all. I can respect that. Going to the gym, shooting 500, 1,000, making these shots, not just shooting them, making these shots. Not even tallying how many shots you're missing, just to keep the repetitive motion, just to make sure that when you have those opportunities, you're succeeding. It's great to see that with the person. It's great to actually look at someone else struggle. It's hard when I look at my social media or I look at YouTube, and so many of you guys are asking me, like, Matt, how are you still hooping? How are you still okay with it? Knowing you haven't gotten that big time contract, how are you so comfortable with it? And, I ask myself all the time. Like, how am I okay with it? It's just, when I hoop, I'm still a killer. I've played in these different states and countries and things of that nature, and I've held my own. I've destroyed either their starting guards or, their starting wings and stuff like that. And, you can't lie about performance. You can't lie about numbers. Some numbers do lie. Some numbers do make it seem like it's overzealous, and people get those last minute garbage points, and it makes it look like they're doing much more. But when I'm out there, I do feel like I impact the game on a different level. I do feel like that my game has transcended to where I was a couple of years ago, and the person that I am now is a little bit more dangerous as far as putting the ball in the basket, getting my teammates involved, and things of that nature. Of course, I still want to stay in shape. Of course, I could cut down maybe another 8 to 10 pounds to be much more faster, much more, elusive on the court. Be much more smarter, control my attitude. There's so many things that I can do to make myself a better person. So when you ask that question, like why am I still hooping? Why not? I haven't met nobody in front of me that actually can stop me or destroy me or keep me to the bay. When I look at myself and be like, yo, maybe it's time to hang it up. And like I said again, that's not to be cocky. That's just I know the work that I put in. You just gonna have to respect what I'm talking about. Right now it's 11:59. In 50 seconds it's gonna be midnight, and that's what I'm thinking about right now. So it's hard to be really sitting at home, thinking about anything else. Thinking about women or thinking about cars or jewelry or grills. It's like I'm thinking about my craft. It's a timetable on this. Any day, God forbid, any wrong injury could just end it all. So that has to be my focus. That has to be my understanding. Because all in all, that's what I want to do. That's what I've been doing. So playing in these tournaments, whether I have a good game, I have a bad game, my mindset is, always produce. The other day I had a bad game. I shot maybe like 5 for 19 from the field. I missed like 3 free throws. I only shot like 4. Turned the ball over a lot. I was sluggish, sloppy, and it was very humbling. Not that I was going around thinking I was the baddest thing walking, but I did feel pretty good. Like, see, this is why I deserve these contracts and whatnot. And it's like, well, you really don't deserve anything unless a person gives it to you. Even though it might be suffice. Even though you might be destroying a lot of people, you don't deserve anything. Nobody owes you anything. Everything with you is supposed to be about the work that you put in. It's just, when you hear that narrative of, practice makes perfect, and then you practice so much, it's like, yo, bro, how much do I have to practice for me to be perfect? This is what I'm doing. This is my life. This is my understanding. This is why I'm so keen on, watching the Melo series, watching him flourish. It's like, every day I wake up, I'm thinking, okay, damn, I had rice today, my stomach might be getting a little bit bigger, or another thing could be, damn, I had a couple of sodas today. Will this affect my conditioning? If I have a drink today, it takes away 7 days of conditioning. All of these things play a narrative. So my mind says, okay, cool. If I do these things, just to enjoy life, because of course you're supposed to enjoy life, is how are you going to get it back? How are you going to fix it? How are you going to bounce back? And my mindset is just go harder the next day and go harder the next day. With Melo going through what he was going through, with the cheating scandal, with his wife, and, having to figure out how to still love his kid, and all of these things. I mean, I could just only imagine how hard it was for that man. But I know him probably being back on the court, playing within those lines, probably gives him a different feeling that he hasn't felt in so long. I know he thinks about if he would have took that contract with Chicago, or if he would have, left and went to Portland earlier, his career could have been different. But you can't live in the past. You can't focus on the other things. You just got to make sure that you're always ready, always ready to put on. So even if I don't have that big time, 10-day, 1 year NBA contract, you guys are watching, so I guess you guys are my unofficial contract until, other things happen. Now, I could tell you guys a lot of things that's going on in the works, a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes, that'll probably give you guys a whole lot of excitement and be like, oh, man, I'm happy. I'd rather not speak on these things yet. I'd rather wait until things are fully through. It was one time when I signed a contract back in school, came home, celebrated with my family. Me and my mom got into it pretty bad. But, celebrated with my family and went back to school, gathered my things, and come to find out, like I said, if you guys have watched the vlog prior to this, it was a fake contract. It was saying that I was going to make about $35,000 over the course of 6 months. I signed everything. I sent my passport information and everything, and come to find out it was a fake contract. It was a scandal. So mind you, got to think about it, like, over these course in time, as I'm going through the contract motions, I'm telling myself, like, yo, damn, like, you finally did it. Like, now you gotta start thinking about the girl you're gonna be with, the kids you're gonna be with, the money you're gonna start making, how you gonna save. These are the things that I'm thinking. And to come to find out, it didn't go through how I went through. I dealt with it how I dealt with it. And that was probably the longest time that I hooped. I didn't hoop willingly. I just sat down and just soaked up the emotions and stuff like that. That was the longest 5 weeks of my life. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. I was in college. I was an RA. I just didn't walk inside the basketball court. I didn't walk inside the gym for a month and some change. That's a long time because I was so distraught. It was like, yo, God, like, if anybody knows my struggles, if anybody knows, what I'm doing, you should know. Like you should have gave me this contract by now. Like, you owed me. You know what I mean? And that was my mindset. It was like, yo, come on, like you got people out here that's not better than me, that's playing. And I went to these places, for these open tryouts or these opportunities. And a lot of the third world countries that I went to that I could have possibly played at were interesting. There was some difficult living situations. There was some places that I was just like, And it's like, would I put myself through this to play the game that I loved? Would I be in an uncomfortable position to play the game that I love? Some places might be better. Just the places that I've been to weren't as upscale as I would like. You can't have everything you want. But like I said, mind you, the mindset that I'm having is, this is my life, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm living, point blank, period. It ain't nothing else to talk about. So, listening to Melo, seeing him out there, whether he catches a rebound, makes an assist, makes a shot, I feel like I'm low-key living vicariously through him. And it's crazy to say that, because I don't feel like we have anything in common as far as players. I'm a big Kyrie fan. For those that know me way back, my main guy is Kobe. But what I can say is I can respect the process. I can respect what's going on, and this is my life. It's past 12, and I'm up talking to you guys. I know you guys are probably like, yo, Matt, go to sleep, but only if you knew how interesting, how difficult it is to have such a passion in your life, have such a feeling. And you need to succeed at this, and you need to achieve it. But that's really what I want to talk to you guys about. Bug you, bother y'all a little bit. But this is the life, this is my narrative, this is what I signed up for. I'm an open book for you guys, so if you guys feel the need to, ask any questions or wonder anything, ask, do I still work out, do I still stay in shape, do I still train? Whatever you guys want to ask, I'm pretty much open to it. I pretty much ask myself any question you guys could have asked me almost 100 times. So I wouldn't build any type of defense mechanism towards you guys, because like I said, I'm supposed to be an open book. This is my channel, y'all, this is what they don't see, fam, but it's a lot of big things out there. It's a lot of big pictures out there. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm very comfortable and okay with the person that I'm looking at. And then if any time you feel like you're doubting yourself and you're wondering, like, should you keep going? Keep going. What's the worst that can happen? You fall short. Like, I'd rather you fall short than not to ever, have tried in your life. That's the biggest thing I'm gonna say. Rather live your life, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Live life, just make sure you take care of yourself. That you can have the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Try to live to 100, see a whole nother century, what it's like. But the biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about is just, be happy. Really, really pursue happiness. That's one of the biggest things. Whatever you define happiness as, whatever you define your understanding as, pursue that. But what I want to say is, Melo might never see this, but I do want to say, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I wish you nothing but the best. You got my prayers. And anybody out there else that's a hooper, whether female or male, that's struggling with the process of getting a contract or struggling with a coach actually seeing your potential, your worth, and stuff like that, and having to live with the ideology that it might not happen for you, just keep pushing. Keep going. The story that you're going to tell your kids is going to make your kids push harder, or the story you'll tell your wife will maybe help you respect why you don't get excited about certain things anymore. There's so many different narratives and different underlinings and different stitches that we don't show people. That we, hold dearly to our heart, and we just, keep sheltered and keep internalizing over and over and over again. I'm a perfect example of that, So, I know I'm talking you guys' ears off. I know you probably at almost 14, 15 minutes. But, like I said, it's your boy Royalty. It's your boy Matt Thomas. The most important work is shadow work. Do what you gotta do in the darkness, because when the lights come on, it's time to perform. Alright? Hope you guys stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking. Talk to you guys later. Boom.